Welcome to Loving the Truth. We're about to start a 3-week series on answering the question, who is Jesus? I'm Al, I'm an elder at the church. The question, who is Jesus? This is the most important question each of us need to ask, and we need to answer. Let me read from the Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 1 through 5, and verse 14. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was with God in the beginning. Through him all things were made. Without him nothing was made that has been made. In him was life, and that life was the light of all mankind. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. The Word became flesh and made his dwelling among us. We have seen his glory, the glory of the one and only Son, who came from the Father, full of grace and truth. These words were written by the Apostle John, and he was an eyewitness to the life of Christ. He spent 3 years with him as a disciple and actually part of the closest group of people to Jesus. He was with him as he did miracles and as he taught. He was with him in his life and in his death and in his resurrection. So John is someone that has a lot of credibility, and I think he wrote this gospel so that we would have confidence and faith that Jesus was and is the Son of God. So what did John write about? What did he say about Jesus, who he was? And he started with, he is the Word. And if you think about what is a word, it's a way to express a thought. And in Jesus, God has fully revealed himself to us. He also said that Jesus is eternal. He was with God from the beginning. He always has been and always will be. He is also a creator. Through him, all things were made. Without him, nothing was made. And then in verse 14, he talks about the Word became flesh. And in this, we know that Jesus was not only fully man, but he was fully God. And he goes on to talk about with Jesus is life and the light of mankind. You know, I just turned 70. I just had a birthday not too long ago, and I'm at that stage of life where you spend a lot of time looking back and wondering what kind of legacy do you leave for your friends and family, your kids and your grandkids. And you know, I've known Jesus since I was a little boy. I believed in Jesus, but looking back, I don't think I really knew. I don't think I really understood who he was. And I was actually 48 years old after spending what I call 40 years wandering in the wilderness before he began to reveal himself and brought me to my knees, and I finally surrendered and I accepted the free gift of his salvation. When you let the light of Jesus into your heart, you begin to change and you begin to see yourself differently in that light. You realize you are a sinner, lost, and you need a Savior. So I have a question for you, and the question is, have you let Jesus into your heart? When you do, you'll realize that He will light the path for you. He will show you how you are to live. And over time, He will begin to take the darkness of sin away from you. And as you trust in Him more and more, you'll begin to see His glory full of grace and truth. So again, my question is, have you let Jesus into your heart? And if you have not, the question is, when? If you don't have Jesus in your heart, invite Him in today. Don't waste half of your life wandering in the desert. What are you waiting for?